Hello everyone. I want to draw up these 13A and 13B and 13C. I'll start out with this 13A here just to show you guys how to get this one done. And what I would do is I would just draw like normal lines for this one, and I would start out with a side view, 0, 0 to get started out with. I need to be over here. Move some of this stuff here. Line, start at 0, 0. I'm going to take and come over 3. I'm just drawing the side view of this first. And this one's coming up. It looks like to me, I can't hardly see this, but I'm thinking it's 1 inch up here to the top. I can't really see that well. So I'm just going to put 1 inch for right now because I don't know for sure if it's coming off the top of this 0.375 or if that's coming off the bottom. We'll check it out here in just a second. And then I want to come over here and go up to 2.5. I'll come over to 1. And then I know there's a little bit of there's going to be a little thing comes down through here at 45 degrees. So I want to change this to 45, which it's on there. Make sure that's on, get that set. So I got that in there. Let's trim this thing up. The trim command. Okay. And now this right here coming up through here is a 45 as well. So line, let's see if I can hit 45. And then I'll put me a line going straight across. That looks pretty close right there, doesn't it? So that was the right dimension. Sometimes you got to kind of just work with it and see what looks right, because that looks about correct right there. Now you see how these is all in lines and not polylines. I'll hit PE for polyline edit. I'll click on one of them. Yes, I want to turn it into a polyline, and then I'm going to join, and I'll grab every one of these. Right click and enter. And you see how it's a polyline now. So after I do that, I can do an extrude. Now I do need to bring up my tools. I always like to have my tools on here. Let me open this up to where I can actually see it. Show menu bar, tools, toolbars, AutoCAD. I like to have my UCS on, and I also like to have tools, toolbars. I like to have my view on there. And we'll turn this to Southeast Isometric. It's a good one. And I want to do an extrude. And I'll hit extrude. I'll grab this and right click to enter. Then I can add my depth to it. And this thing, if I go back over and I look at my depth, is 3 inches. So I just type in 3. Well, didn't do it. Let me undo that. And let's go back into it again. Extrude, enter, and type in 3. There we go. Now I want to rotate this around, so I get my tools, go toolbars. I like my orbit. Orbit. There's my orbit tool. I can take and turn this. Now, this thing is my view that I'm looking at it right now. It's I've got it in wireframe. There we go. I want to turn it into conceptual or something so I can actually see it in a three-dimensional look, solid look. And now I just got to cut these sides out of it like this, and to do so I'm just going to turn it, look at it straight on, just like that. You can actually use these tools up here too, and it'll automatically set. It's pretty cool, and it will set everything up for you. Alright, so now what I need to do is cut these sides out. They're 1/2 inch coming up 3/8. All I'm going to do is pretty simple. I'm just going to come in here, and I could actually do a box too if I want to, but I can do that. Let's use box. And what I want to do is hit at, and as far as the depth down through here, I can do something. It doesn't matter. I just make it something like that. I'm just going to make it something like that, and then just push it all the way through, just like that. Just one big old piece like that. And now what I can do is I want to go back to Wireframe and check this out. If you go up here and just make yourself a line right there and come up here, 0.375, there's a little end point right there. Now check, and then what I could also do is I can hit that, and I can come up this direction 0.5. And I'm just going to take and look at it, make sure that I'm on the right, everything's correct. Something don't look right about this. No, it does. It does. It's 0.375 up, 0.5 over. So all I have to do is just grab this, come up here and do a modify, do a 3D move, and I can catch that point right there, and then come over here and catch that point right there. So I've got this thing now. If I go back to views and look at it in a 3-dimensional or solid, do you all see how that's setting in there? And I want to mirror this as well. So I go back to modify, and I'm going to do a mirror. If I can find it. Here it is. I grab this, right click to enter, catch the midpoint of this, midpoint of that, enter. I got both of them. I want to cut them out. And then go to your bowling tools up here and subtract. Click on what you want to keep, which is this, right click to enter, and then click what you don't want to keep, right click to enter. It's getting closer, isn't it, guys? It looks a little bit more like it, doesn't it? So we are getting closer. I'll put this back in our world coordinate. Now check this out. I want to put this hole in it right here. So I come up here to 3 point. You catch this point, and you can't catch that one. If something happens, you can't go back to wireframe, and it will let you do that. Because sometimes when you're in a 3D mode, it won't let you click on everything. To there, to there. Alright, so we got that set, and all we have to do now is that's going to be it, right? It's going to be 1 inch up, so I'm just going to go from the midpoint of this and come up 1 inch. I had it on 3 point and it's moved on me. There we go. And I want to take and I'll just put me a cylinder in here. And cylinder, and we'll have to adjust it and line it up. And what I'll do is I'll just put it all the way through, just like that. And now what I need to do is make sure it's exactly 1 inch from here up. So I hit line right there. I'll follow that line up 1 inch, and I'll come straight across. And then I'll just grab this and do a 3-dimensional move. Again, modify, 3D move. Pick your object you want to move, right click to enter. Catch the midpoint of it. There. to right there. And then just come in here now and do a boolean subtract. Click on what you want to keep, right click, and then click on what you want to delete. And now if I go back into views and do a 3D realistic or whatever, you have got your drawing completed. If you have any questions about this one, just contact me.